So, my Keurig machine stopped working, as so many of yours obviously have as well. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. But I watched a few videos on YouTube to try to fix my Keurig, and I found a few videos that sort of helped, and one of them was the one that probably have all seen, where you have to lift up the top here and use a paper clip to puncture it through the needle. So I don't need to go over that again, but I do want to point out for anyone who is perhaps on their second or third video at this point that once you remove this, by the way, it's pretty simple. There's two little screws right here on the top, very top front part. There's only two little screws that just simply go. They're right here in the front on each side. You can get that pretty easy with probably a shorter screwdriver. And it wasn't, once I did that, some of the other videos, they made it sound as if though it was very easy to remove this because they're supposed to be just two little clips here. Well, I kind of broke mine. These little tabs here, they broke. Looks like maybe they clip in right around in this area or something, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. If nothing, it'll just be a little loose on there, but once the screws are back in place, I'm not really too worried about it. Anyways, I guess just getting that off, you can figure that out, but if you can't get it to work, then it really doesn't matter. So one of the videos, again, they talked about using the paper clip. Well, the issue that I ran into, and partly why I'm making this video, is that when I push the paper clip up through the needle from this end, or rather from this end right here, after you remove this, when I pushed it through, it comes straight out right here. Well, one of the videos, the man said you might have a little resistance, you have to push past that. Well, I think he probably didn't know that he might be actually causing more damage than good. I mean, it apparently has worked for a lot of people. They were able to clear the needle out, but I think that perhaps is what is actually happening is you're sort of pushing this thing to move a little bit, because I think that this little plunger inside here kind of gets stuck. And so what I realized is that the paper clip actually punctured through here and came out, and I was able, you can actually, maybe you can see in the video, if I'm not blocking the light, that there's actually a little tiny micro hole there. Well, luckily, because of the type of rubber that it is, and I didn't keep messing with it, but the type of rubber that it is, it kind of self-seals, so not such an issue there. So I was able to run water through this, and it doesn't come out. I don't have to tape it up or replace this or try to put some kind of glue or anything on there. It just, luckily I didn't do too much damage, so it still works just fine. But there is actually a little hole, and no big deal. Anyways, I watched a whole video of a guy talking about how this is a one-way valve. It only comes through here, so the water cannot go back through. Well, he's correct about all that, and I don't know exactly how it worked out for him, but for me it seemed to work out a little bit simpler. And he recommend taking these two little screws out here, which if this isn't your first video, you've probably already seen someone remove that, so I won't go into too much detail. But they are right here, these two little screws, and pretty much as soon as I popped that, and I just thought, well, let's check and see if I can get the water even to flow through at all, maybe turn it on and kind of mess it a little bit. Well, that's really what happened. Once I popped those screws, I kind of just tapped this a bit, and the water began to immediately flow through. So I was like, well, maybe it's a fluke, you know. And I thought, well, I'll try it again, and lo and behold, although now, of course, it's telling me it's empty, so let me see if I'll add some water and make sure that it wasn't really a fluke. We'll see. But I have a feeling what happens is simple. This little plunger here gets stuck, perhaps from maybe not using it for a few weeks or something like that. And we didn't use ours all the time, so I believe that's kind of what happened. It just sort of dried out in here, This one man talked about how he used Vaseline, I think, so he probably had the same. This little plunger here just kind of gets stuck. So I don't know about using Vaseline, but I guess it could work. Let's see if it'll still work. The water is filling up, which before it was just filled up and it stopped, and it wouldn't make it to this tube here. So, yep, so there we go, it's working. It does seem to be that it is some little plunger or something in here, and hopefully it continues to work after I screw it all back down somehow. But yeah, I hope that video helped. Just be a little more careful than I was, perhaps. These two little clips on the back, right here, there's one, you can see they're white where they broke off. I don't think that it's going to really impede anything. I think it'll probably still cinch down just fine. But, you know, if you're worried about it, maybe be a little more careful with this. I don't know if you have to pull up or you know, do something differently than I did. But anyways, doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of a drawback. So, alright, hope this video helped.